Hey guys, so if you've come over from Allie's channel, this is part 2 of our answering your questions about our breast augmentation. You guys had a lot of questions, so it was a really long video, so we're doing it in 2 parts. If you haven't seen part 1, it's over on Allie's channel, and that will be linked down below.
When I got out, I wasn't nauseous. I was expecting to be nauseous because my first surgery, I was really nauseous. I was like, my lips are dry, like my mouth is dry. And so they came and put Vaseline. They gave me Vaseline and I put it on my lips. And then they gave me, I think, like the extra strength Tylenol. And I took that and they gave me a glass of water, which I was like, thank God. Probably like close to an hour later, they're like, okay, like we're gonna see if you can walk to the bathroom. And with my first surgery, I wasn't able to like sit down really by myself or get up by myself. And I, strutted right on to the bathroom and I sat down, I got up, I was like, wow, like this is like easy. And I got up and then they're like, okay, we'll get you dressed. And so I got dressed and then we left, and that's when we filmed that post-op video of me when I was like wrapping. That was after that. Dumb me. I was like, I'm not gonna have toast, I'm gonna have rice, because all day I wanted a junior chicken from McDonald's, but everyone said no, so I was okay, I'll have basmati rice, because I was like, that sounds pretty good to me. So Mike and Sierra made me basmati rice, and I thought that rice would be a good option, but apparently, one of you guys commented and you're like, it's like starchy and it like expands, and so I ended up feeling nauseous. Now, I've said this before, I am a pretty nauseous person in general. Yeah. Some mornings I'll wake up, I'm not pregnant, but some mornings I'll wake up and I'll just feel really nauseous, and sometimes I'll end up being sick. This has been happening for a while. I don't know what it is. I should probably go to like an allergy doctor, but I don't want him to tell me I'm like gluten intolerant. I remember I ate the rice, I was feeling great, I was like ready to go, and then Mike and I were getting ready for bed and I was sitting there, and it was weird because I have like what I call a puke nauseous when I know I'm going to be sick, and then I have a normal nauseous where I feel a little bit nauseous but not like a puke nauseous. So I wasn't feeling the puke nauseous, but I just knew that something wasn't going to be right, and so I sat up and then Mike gave me the garbage pail and I just vomited. And since it was rice and I didn't have like anything like really flavorful, I'm gonna be honest, like it wasn't like an awful time, because okay, this is so gross, it wasn't like awful, it was like very bland, so it wasn't.
Any throw up is awful.
But you know, like acidic throw up, like when food has been in your belly for
it's not the type and taste of the throw up, it's just the feeling is awful.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like it's not like it was like a full day's worth of food that has been sitting in my stomach for a day and it's like acidic and burns your esophagus. Like it was just like rice.
Okay.
So it wasn't awful.
I wouldn't, like, you're going to scare people saying you're going to throw up.
No, because I'm saying Tony didn't throw up, but I'm just, like, very nauseous in general. So I threw up the rice, and then I took a Zofran, which was supposed to help with nausea. It didn't. It helped her. It didn't help me. And then at, like, 2:30 a.m., I woke up again, and I threw up again, and then I was fine. That was the only 2 times I puked.
I came home, and I got right into bed, and then I had 2 pieces of toast, which took me a while to eat because my mouth was so dry. And then I took all my medication and took my painkillers. I didn't feel like any pain. I wasn't nauseous at all. And then I was fine. I took all my medication. I took like my nausea pills like every 8 hours because I have a fear of throwing up. And then I was fine. Like it really wasn't that bad. And then I think I was on morphine I stopped taking morphine on Friday. I had our surgery on Tuesday. I stopped taking it on Friday. And I think because I had a bandage on. Like, after my surgery, I did have a bandage all here.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
I think it was, like, rubbing, because after you have a breast, like, after your boob job, oftentimes your nipples get really sensitive, and in my case, they got really sensitive and hurt a lot. And so having that bandage on really, like, it burned, like, a lot. So I would just, like, and even now, like, my nipples are still really sensitive. And
I know I got comments on, like, my last breast augmentation, like, why did you have a bandage on? I think, like, the surgeons, like, use their judgment. Like, Tony, he thought Tony needed one, so he put one on her. He didn't think I needed one. I had really well-formed muscles. Like, that was what he said the first time. Like, my muscle pockets were really well-formed, and I didn't need a full-on bandage. I just had, like, waterproof bandages on my incisions, which was really nice because I know a lot of people, like, they don't get those waterproof bandages and they can't shower, and I hate not being able to shower. Like, you weren't able to shower until Friday.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I didn't do anything. Like, I was literally in bed.
That's true.
It wasn't, you were shopping
and
doing everything.
My first post-op day, I took that day, even though I felt, like, really good, I probably could have gone to, like, the mall or, like, out. I just really wanted to take that day to relax. Even though Sierra was visiting me, I was just like, you can take my car.
You went out.
That was on the Thursday. The first day I stayed home.
Oh.
Yeah, but on the Wednesday, the day after the surgery, even though I probably could have gone and done something, I was just like, no, I just had surgery. Even though I don't feel the pain, I should probably just, you know, let my body relax. So I just like laid in bed and just relaxed. And I was, the first day I was taking like the morphine, but it made me really groggy and I didn't feel like I needed it after the first day. So it made me really, like I took it in the morning and it made me like kind of groggy, so I was on and off sleeping, but I was really in not a lot of pain, so I didn't even take like a Tylenol. Like the only time I would take Tylenol was like at nighttime or something. I really did not even need the Tylenol, the extra strength Tylenol. That Wednesday I just relaxed and just chilled and, you know, just didn't exert myself. You were immobile. Well, like not immobile, but you were definitely, well, because it was her first boob job, so her body was stretched. I was not up and moving the first day.
I was not going anywhere until, I think the first time I went out was like Saturday night. I went like to Ryan's house.
Yeah.
I just like.
No, I was like you the first time. I was not up and about because.
Well, you went to the mall.
Yeah, but like that was like just walking. But honestly, it was so easy. I would do it again tomorrow. If they were like, okay, we're gonna do another surgery, I'd be like, okay, just put me under.
I wouldn't.
I don't want another surgery, but the revision was just so much easier. Would you say, are you in pain ever these days?
No, I'm never in pain. It's like they don't hurt. I mean, sometimes like I definitely won't be lying on my stomach.
Oh, do you want to talk about how one was higher? So Tony got a comment from someone that was really rude, and they were like, your surgery was botched, and like this girl, she's been like a subscriber of ours for like a while, and I was like why is she saying that? So she was like, your surgery is botched, it's not normal for one boob to be higher than the other. I'm like, have you watched any videos?
It's really normal. Like if you do any
normal.
research, like it's really normal for your dominant hand to be higher, and honestly, like it's normal. Like even if like I don't know, it's just so
it's
normal.
just normal. Like
because
I don't even know where
both of your boobs heal differently. It's not like you had surgery on like your stomach. Like it's like two different boobs, two different incisions.
Yeah.
And like
this she was just like completely off base on that comment.
And then like with time, like obviously this one is still a little bit higher, but like as it like drops, they're both gonna end up looking the same.
No,
like,
mine was high. My right one was higher on my first surgery. So it's completely normal.
Yeah, and it's completely normal.
You just have to trust the drop and fluff process.
Yeah.
So what was I gonna say? Oh, the one was higher. This one was higher.
Yeah, this one was higher, but with the massages and everything, it's really helped to like bring it down and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that after your surgery, and you like the first time I saw my boobs out of the bandage, I was like, what? This does not look like a boob. Especially this one, I was like, it looks, I think they call it like Franken boob or something, like SpongeBob boob, because oftentimes like when your muscle is like compressed when the implant is compressing your muscle like this, it like makes it like a rectangle.
Yeah. Yours weren't as rectangular as some I've seen though.
Yeah, and a lot of people I would get scared if like both of my boobs like were up here and like long rectangles.
Because sometimes it'll honestly look like, I've seen post-op pictures and it looks like up to here.
Yeah.
Yours were not quite like that, but one was definitely higher.
And it was definitely like looked more like a rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's just so normal.
It's so normal.
Not everyone is like mine. I feel like even my first surgery, it kind of looked more like a cleavage. But everyone's different.
Especially if you have like really like I didn't have like a lot of extra skin.
No, and especially since you're really petite.
Yeah, and my muscles were really tight. It's normal, especially like thank God I didn't get like 450 cc's because they would be up to here.
Yeah,
and,
no.
Like,
you just need to trust the process. You need to trust your surgeon. And if you have any questions, ask your surgeon. Like, don't be afraid to ask. Like, that's what they're there for.
And don't like go by like after like a week and be like, oh my God. Like it takes like months until you see like actually what your boobs are gonna look like.
Every day they'll be different.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got, why don't you talk about what kind of implant you got?
I got 345 cc's high-profile silicone implant.
And I got, this is actually, Dr. Ciano gave this to me. It's the Sizer, so this is not like an actual implant because actual implants cost like $1,000. This is by Montreal, and this is the size implant I got. This is the 450 cc high-profile implant. I got a lot of questions about what high profile, it's a little dusty, I don't know why, but I got a lot of questions about what the difference between the profiles are. It's just the projection. A 450 cc can be a moderate profile, but instead of it being higher, it's just wider.
So like it'll have the same amount in it, but instead of it being like
projected that higher,
it'll be like wider and a little bit flatter.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. So my original implant was moderate. So not only did I have a smaller CC amount, but I also had a smaller projection. Yeah. So this is what's inside me.
When people think like a round implant is like it's gonna look so fake, but if you look at it like this,
like when it's on your body,
what if it's on your body like this, like it kind of has that like natural like boob shape. You know, it's not on your body like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you do it like this, like the high profile will be more like up here, more filled up here. Moderate would be flatter up here.
Yeah.
It depends what look you're going for.
Yeah. If you talk to your plastic surgeon about the look you want, he should be able to lead you in the right direction.
Going back to what you said, the biggest tip, I would say, definitely go bigger than what you expect, like what you originally wanted. Originally, I wanted like a 300 high profile. I did 345. I was going to do 345 or 365.
Yeah.
And Dr. Sino was like, the 365 looked crazy on you.
Yeah.
And I didn't want my boobs to be too big. I just wanted to have boobs.
Looking back, I wish I would have done maybe not 450 cc's my first shot, but at least 365 high profile. But that was my bad, and I learned.
Yeah.
Now you guys don't have to spend, you know, a lot of money on. You can just learn from me, and she learned from me.
Yeah, 345. I originally wanted, I think, 330, but 345 I think is perfect.
Yeah. And we get questions sometimes, why did we choose silicone over saline? So can I just say that silicone gets a bad rap because of the like 80s and 90s silicone, when the silicone was like damaged, like if it burst.
The difference is, okay, this is a gummy, it's called the gummy bear implant, and basically what it is you can cut this implant in half and the silicone won't spread. The silicone inside, even if you get a puncture in the implant, the silicone inside won't go all over your body like the old silicone implant. It'll stay in the implant, and that's why you can have these for 20 plus years. You can...
No, Dr. Sino said it was a lifetime.
Yeah, you can have... Well, you have to change it. He said it's better to change it if you do get like a puncture in it. Saline is filled with salt water.
Our mom has saline implants because at the time she got hers done,
these weren't
popular. They also, you know, silicone implants have also improved and progressed a lot since when our mom got her surgery. She must have gotten it like what,
over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago. So she got saline. And hers still look amazing.
And Dr. Sino was like, if it's not popped, if there's not rippling, you don't need to change it.
Yeah.
And our mom's boobs still look like amazing.
Yeah, they still look like real boobs. Like honestly, you would not be able to tell. I actually want to do a video with a friend of mine who has saline implants just to talk a little bit about it. But I know a lot of people think that silicone would look faker than saline, but in reality, that's the opposite. Silicone looks more natural than saline. My boobs, before I got the surgery, they had fully healed, and honestly, they jiggled like a boob, they felt like a boob.
Yeah.
And I also get a lot of questions about if you can feel the implant inside of you. Maybe you can feel it more, but once you're fully healed, or even after like a month or two, you don't feel it. I don't feel it at all in me. I don't feel it at all. Even my new ones, I don't feel. Our incisions were both done underneath in the crease. I know a lot of people are so worried about scars, but when your boob folds, it covers the crease. So unless you're going like, woo, like naked, no one's going to see it. So I know some people get their incisions through the armpit, but that's kind of difficult with larger implants. And I know Dr. Sino said he doesn't do that when it's over like 300, I think.
And some people do it around their nipple.
Yeah, that kind of scares me.
That scares me. I don't want my nipple cut.
Yeah. No, also people ask if you can breastfeed. Yes, in most cases, there's no issue with breastfeeding. That's like a myth that people love to say. They're like, oh, you're not going to be able to breastfeed. In most cases, you are able to breastfeed.
Because it's under the muscle.
Yeah.
It really doesn't change that in any way. We got ours under the muscle. Well, we actually got it in a dual plane pocket. So that was pretty much all of the questions you guys had. I hope this answered all of you guys' questions. And if you have any more, leave them down below and we will answer them. Thank you all for watching and have a great day or night depending on when you watch this. Bye.
Bye.